How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a good night, a good time. We're back with another episode to jump into this. Tonight's show, of course, is a continuation, but a little bit. There's a video I'm working on, which I didn't have a chance to finish tonight, but hope you guys can check out what's going on with the channel. So we're going to bring me on the main screen right here. Alright, hope y'all doing well, like I said. I hope y'all taking care of this heat. The heat out there is crazy, but hey, drink a lot of water, do the right thing, you good on that. Anyway, so tonight we're gonna talk about the evil emerging. Basically, the evil showing its face now. And a lot of people need to understand if we go back. Every 4 years, the evils of human beings doing some crazy stuff. We're gonna talk about that tonight. I'm talking about, of course, little politics. The Olympics have been like this. Shout out to all the people who have winning gold medals and doing this, Simone Biles and other people who are doing really good things and did some great records. But I'm not watching the Olympics because of what they're gonna be. I'm sorry. If I'm gonna use my money for something, I'm gonna use money for good and not for evil. So that's just how I looked at it. But for those who are watching it right here, hope you guys have. I thank y'all for having an open mind and open eyes to see what's going on, because you're gonna see some stuff that kills me right now. How they don't start. Like I said, the evil's already don't start again. So we're gonna talk about that. And of course, it looked like Kamala Harris is gonna be the presumptive nominee. Again, the DMC. I'll wait for whatever, but I still stand by my stance. Nobody's gonna call me to think what it is, because again, I'll say we have choices, but again, that'll be left for something else. So for tonight's show, let's say we're gonna talk about the evils of he's gonna show their colors once again, and I'm gonna prove some stuff that people need to understand, that they're literally government and evils are trying to keep you complacent, so they don't understand how things. Basically, they're trying to make it that you don't understand what's going on in the world while they do their Sodom and Gomorrah right in front of our faces. And again, I don't want Sodom and Gomorrah, because if reading the Bible, God didn't like that. Did not like that we were being blasphemous and just super disrespectful. That's for sure. But again, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, first of all, let's just literally just talk about the Olympics. And the way I said, I can't, watch to say that again. For those who went, who trained all year and won the Olympics, my hats off to you. I wish you all the best. I'm happy for you. But other than that, They're opening an Olympics is what turned me off, and it turned a lot of people off. And I don't care what people try to say. Again, they were talking about the feast of gods. Yeah, that's not the picture that we see. Let's not pretend that. But I digress in that regard. But let's just start off with the evils again. Like I said, the evils now are starting to show themselves now, and they're gonna try to persuade you to believe. What are you gonna do? Believe yourself or believe your lying eyes? So let's go into that.
Imagery or worldwide misunderstanding? Well, it depends on who you ask. Here's how the Paris Olympics opening ceremony generated so much controversy. The 2024 Summer Olympics got underway in grand style on Friday, July 26th. Celine Dion made her return to live performance with the song in front of the Eiffel Tower. French metal band Gojira rocked out on platforms jutting out from the conciergerie amidst a pyrotechnic show and operatic accompaniment. One part of the opening ceremony, though, drew the ire of prominent Christians and pulled attention away from the sportsmanship, international cooperation, and artistry. At one point, a group of drag queens danced along a fashion runway and struck poses around a central queen who had a mixing table in front of her and wore a headdress. When everyone was in place, a man in blue makeup representing the Greek god Bacchus, or Dionysus, was revealed as the centerpiece of an arrangement of food. Fast forward several days, and there's been a merry-go-round of fury, recriminations, explanations, and apologies among political leaders, religious leaders, YouTube talking heads, Olympic organizers, and more. The Olympic Games official X account wrote that the segment in question was intended to represent, quote, the absurdity of violence between human beings. To the casual viewer,
Did it just said? What? The violence of human beings. Yeah, to my eyes, basically.
the opening ceremony drag performance might come across as nothing more than colorful and kitschy, in the style of French cabaret performance. Others, however, saw a direct attack on Christianity and interpreted the performance's final scene as ridiculing Leonardo da Vinci's 1498 painting, The Last Supper. Art News notes, though, that the performance bears a striking resemblance to Dutch painter Jan van Baalert's 1635 painting,
Really? That's what?
Feast of the Gods, instead. The French Bishops' Conference issued a press release criticizing the performance. It read, in part, "The ceremony unfortunately included scenes of mockery and derision of Christianity." The release also said Christians had been, quote, hurt by the outrageousness and provocation of the performance.
We ain't hurt. I'm just disappointed. I'm not surprised.
U.S. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson wrote on X that the drag show was shocking and insulting to Christians, before talking about traditional values and quoting the Bible. Jenna Ellis, an attorney for Donald Trump's 2020 presidential campaign, called the performance a, quote, disgusting, perverted, sacrilegious display.
Including when you got little kids around all this. That's the part I don't like. You have little kids around this messery. But again, everybody have their point to what they want.
Even Elon Musk chimed in on X, saying that the performance was extremely disrespectful to Christians. Olympic artistic director Thomas Jolly said in a media briefing,
"We wanted something that would unite people. We didn't want anything subversive."
Really? Okay. You said that. You said it was not subversive. And again, if that's what it is, okay. But again, I'll say this. If they were making jokes of something that looks too close to Muslim, well, I figure out this would have never happened this way. We know that. Now, funny enough that, of course, they had a blackout the night. I don't know if it's that same night or whatever. And the only light that was on was the church, which was the light on the hill, which people were going through the passage of the Bible and saying stuff. So again, is it not? I don't know, but Again, I just see drag queens with children, drag people with children. Yeah, that doesn't tell me Christianity not or whatever, but that's not my thing. But then we have another thing that kind of makes me believe more the former than the latter, because of course we had this situation that happened today.
History. It happened earlier today in France, and a major controversy, too, has now erupted out of Paris. An Algerian boxer shown in the red uniform who failed a gender eligibility test last year has now won.
That's a man. That ain't no dang woman. That's a man. And sir, I'm sorry. I know Facebook is weird because I do stuff. I don't care. You are a punk to doing what you're doing.
An opening fight after only 46 seconds. Her opponent breaking down in tears, calling it, quote, unjust. Greg Palcott picks it up from London with more on what happened in the ring. Greg.
Hey, Bill. Yeah, big controversy indeed at the Olympics. A boxer deemed a biological male beating an Italian female opponent, with the Italian crying out, "I couldn't take it anymore." Despite failing that gender test by the International Boxing Association and being banned from an international tournament last year, Algerian 25-year-old Iman Khalif was okayed by Olympic authorities to compete. And apparently today it was a very one-sided fight with Italian Angela Carini, also 25. After just 46 seconds and several sharp punches to the head, including the nose by Khalif, Carini abandoned the fight, threw her
Yeah, he broke her nose.
helmet to the floor, stormed off the boxing ring, and in fact went on to say that she had never felt such strong blows in a contest before. Now, Algerian Khalif has competed for several years in other international tournaments, including the Olympics, but was banned last year due to, according to officials, elevated levels of testosterone. Algerian sports officials have called the charges against Khalif baseless, but others have raised concerns about the health of opposing athletes when, according to one, a man fights a woman. And Khalif is not the only one getting attention. Taiwan boxer Lin Yu Ting is competing in the Olympics, including a fight tomorrow, and has also been deemed a biological male, according to the International Boxing Association. In a statement, the IBA said in part,
Okay, Taiwan, like I said, if this is what you're gonna let happen, I'm gonna say China might take over you. What the hell? This is unacceptable. It's crazy.
this test conclusively indicated that both athletes did not meet necessary eligibility criteria and were found to have competitive advantages over other female competitors.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Really? You don't think so? Of course they have competitive thing. That's a given. And I've stated to most people, if we all die today and somebody come and the only way they could test us is by DNA and they test it, they ain't gonna say a trans woman or a trans man. They're gonna say that. They're gonna say that was a female, that was a male. XX, XY. That's all it was. That's it. That's just what it. My thing is this, Olympics, if you want to go into that regard, how about we just do a transgender woman versus transgender woman? Have a medal for that and let those two guys fight it out and see who wins. That might be an interesting box fight. Let them fight it out and see. You don't gotta fair, but let the women be the women, the men be the women, and let those who are confused be confused and fight themselves. I have no problem with that. No problem at all.
One more quote from the defeated Italian: "Boxing is a sport that teaches you to have respect for the opponent. It cannot and must not become an abuse." Back to you, Bill.
What a story. I think it's quite a moment in this whole campaign, whether it's here or overseas. Greg, thank you for that in London.
So you got that. And even one of the best boxers, basically, she was like, nah, you're fighting against a man, which is her.
But fighting for the Olympics is way bigger than that. It's so much more on the line. So to have to go on there with the opposite gender when, look, women fight against women, men fight against men. So I don't even see how the Olympics done something like this.
You know, I watched this video earlier today, Clarissa. Have you seen it, of the Italian boxer saying I'm out. Have you seen the video yet?
I seen it.
I mean, she really looked scared to me. What did you think?
You know, I grew up in a gym sparring against a lot of guys and stuff, but every fighter, woman fighter, does not do that. So, so the power to her did seem like it was much bigger and much stronger, and it did scare her, you know. And I don't know how old she is, but it's still like when you're born a man, you're already born with the bigger muscles and a bigger neck, and you've grown up to be a man. You know, you didn't change genders when you was a kid, so it's.
And if you change gender as a kid, it still doesn't change the fact of what you can do. That's why it's crazy they're trying to do this to young kids, to let women cut off their breasts, which is crazy out of my mind. And also you can put all the whatever you were born a certain way, you're still gonna keep a certain way. Again, doesn't mean that you don't that can't say, hey, you're a grown person, you're 18 years old, you want to do this, but let the kids be the kids, and then when they're 18, they'll make the decision. If he wanted to be like this guy, if this guy wanted to be, say he's a transgender woman, all right, go ahead, put on all the stuff. It's kind of funny again. By definition, they're not women because you say trans in front of it. That's what it is, because you got a qualifier. That's why they try their hardest to say, oh, cisgender male and cisgender. They try to put a qualifier in for the men and natural born men and natural born women. No, I'm male, I'm a man. My wife is female, she's a woman. Ain't no, cis don't mean nothing and nothing. Y'all ain't gonna put no word in front of that when it is, okay? It makes no sense in that regard. All right? This is a USB drive. I ain't gotta qualify anything else but being a USB drive. Gaming controller. All right? Now I gotta say it's a Nintendo, yeah, but still, a gaming controller. You don't need no qualifier in front of it. This is not a mop. It's not a trans mop. It's just stupid with this nonsense that these people be doing. It's unfathomable.
To me, it's just unfair, and I just can't believe that it's being done, and I just couldn't imagine it happening to me.
There you go. And that's one of the best female boxers out there. So just give you a repertoire on that. Like I said, I'm not gonna have, and for those people out there, now I do my spiel about certain things, but I'm gonna try to keep the show nice and compact tonight. I do have some work to do and some other stuff. So yeah. So and then the reason I call tonight's show, evils is starting to come up because of basically, here we go again with this stuff. And Facebook is already doing that to me already. So Facebook, seriously, F off. But yeah, I'm going to do this again already. They lie. And here's what, Google's already gonna start doing it. Facebook's gonna start doing it. That's how they messed up. That's how they, change stuff so people don't know about it. A lot of people who vote are not the most knowledgeable people, as I'm going to show you in my video. But here we go again. 2020, all over again. The only difference is we're not sticking in the house so we can get brainwashed easy, but still, keep an eye out for it.
On Facebook last election cycle.
So you guys censored that as well?
If something is reported to us as potentially misinformation, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise.
Mark Zuckerberg tried to rebrand himself as some sort of freedom-loving patriot, even praising President Donald Trump.
Seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life.
But then his Facebook immediately went back to their old games by censoring the image of Trump surviving the attempt on his life, stating that it was an altered photo/video, as according to Meta, independent fact checkers said it was altered in a way that could mislead people. So
can't make this stuff up, and this is why when people I laugh, people say, "Oh, you ain't seen the news." Like I said, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I go to Ground News. That's a good website to go and check out stuff. I watch news on all sides. Why? So I can get a complete understanding. No news give you the 100% facts. Fox don't give you 100% facts. CNN don't give you. MSNBC don't give you that fact. MSNBC, NBC don't give you the whole complete facts. Whatever. Unless they have like an interview of talking about something and then switch. That's a different story. But yeah, I already know this nonsense. This is what's going on.
So they will hide the users that post this image. And it's crazy because the whole world saw this happen live. But the only way I can even talk about it is with this YouTube safe anime version of the event. Because even with Meta's AI chatbot, people report they won't even acknowledge the attempt on Trump as it happened.
Tell me about the assassination attempt on Trump. I can't assist with that. I don't always have access to the most up-to-date information. Can I help you with anything else?
On July 13th, and it's too new. But when asked about Kamala Harris's presidential campaign, they have all sorts of information regarding.
And I want to say, tell me about Kamala Harris's campaign for president 2024, which is definitely brand new. The announcement of her was president campaign after July 21st, after President Joe Biden was forced out. He didn't back out lightly. He was forced out. And he knows it, and then you will see him bitter in that address that he was. So yeah, and for his bid, and then re-elect her. Now, I'm gonna get back to this when I'm talking about this. This is again, because people got on me on Facebook because I said, which is funny. I said I can't support Kamala Harris because my friend, which I've showed the evidence many times, I give the receipts for it of it. My friend lost her husband and 2 kids because of an illegal agreement that she kept on laying out. Remember, she locked up a lot of black men for smoking weed and stuff like that, cracking jokes on the Breakfast Club for smoking weed, that she smoked weed and everything, lying about, oh, I was into Tupac and this and that. When the timeline never matched up, it never matched up. I'm like, wait, Tupac wasn't even a star when she was in college. How the heck? Because she forgot she's way older than a lot of people think. I'm like, lady, are you crazy? Again, Tupac wasn't the rapper. Not even previous rapper. He was more of. That's when he was more of like in school doing art and acting. But in acting, that Kamala Harris was talking about when she was in college. Okay, weird. But I want to bring this up right here. Platform. Harris advocates for a similar domestic platform to Biden, supporting national abortion protections and LGBTQ blah blah rights. Alphabet soup rights. I noticed you don't see black people there, but a lot of black people gonna vote for because they think she's black, which she's not, but whatever. And I will get into that. But again, that's just what it is. My problem is there's 2 reasons I cannot vote for her. One is because for moral reasons of being that, yeah, I can't go for a person who will give more, who cares about turning boys into girls, girls into boys, all that stuff, the teenage stuff. I'm not with that. 1 and 2, again, because something happened personally with my friend because she kept on laying illegals out over and over again because she did not want to have a case, that kind of case on her record. And that man, after beating up a pregnant woman and everything, he went and tried to rob her husband and her 2 kids and shot a triple homicide. And that's when he got, funny enough, been in crime multiple times. And now he is in jail for life because of what he did to my friend. So yes, sorry, miss with the nonsense. That's something I know. I know the case more than a lot of people. Because people say, oh, maybe you don't know this, and that. I'm like, why would I not know the case when I know my friend told me the case and how the situation go? I know it more than that. 1, 2, which like really like it bothers me because one of the replies in my Facebook was, "Oh, Trump is gonna deport me." Huh? I mean, he was the president from 2016 to 2020. I'm still here in America. I don't know how that works. And also, I'm a legal immigrant. I have naturalization paper. I have U.S. passports. I damn know I pay bills, so don't hit me with the no stupid stuff. But yeah, you see, again, I'm just pointing out, they even Facebook ain't put nothing about black people, helping black people, nothing. But whatever.
regarding what happened on July 21st. And when questioned why it's so selective, they state the attempt on Trump is a fictional event.
That's how what I said. That's what I said on the AI, because it can be programmed. The reason for the disparity information is due to the fact that Trump assassination attempt is a fictional event. Wow. Whereas Kamala Harris 2024 president campaign is a real and ongoing event.
No, son of a bitch!
As a reliable assistant, I strive to provide accurate and trustworthy information. Oh wow, the robot there. Since there has been no real assassination attempt on Donald Trump, I could find any credible sources to provide details, information on that topic. Like I said, my eyes saw what I saw. The whole nation, the whole world saw what I saw. And AI now is saying that that never happened. Okay.
On Trump is a fictional event. We are witnessing in real time how a story gets conveniently scrubbed from reality, as everybody saw this play out right when it happened. But as soon as the narrative started getting out of control, raising too many questions about the inconsistencies in their official story, it's suddenly being labeled as altered, misleading, and now fictional. Not because it's false, but because the truth will lead to people escaping their carefully curated echo chamber. As this single moment put Trump ahead in all the presidential polls. And looking at the campaign contributions for last election cycle, Facebook swayed heavily in favor of the Democrats, curiously alongside Alphabet, who also seems to be suppressing searches for the same exact incident.
So let's look at look at this again in 2020. U.S. Postal Service, Department of Defense, Government, Army, American Airlines Group, Wells Fargo, The Villages, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, Bank of America, Walmart, Delta Airlines, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, United Parcel Service, Postal Service and Parcel Service, U.S. Air Force, and that Wells Fargo also gave to that. State of California, not surprised. Morgan & Morgan, Paul Witness, AT&T, Kaiser Permanente, which is a drug company, Stanford University, Harvard University, Democracy Engine, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, U.S. government, and University of California, and Alphabet, which is basically Google, gave all. Can you not see where people, and a lot of these people are billionaires. I was laughing when a lot of people tell me, oh, Republicans are for rich white people. They're rich Democrats. That's the I'll play that video because I have to play that video. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's keep going.
Last election cycle, Facebook swayed heavily in favor of the Democrats, curiously alongside Alphabet, who also seems to be suppressing searches for this same exact incident, which comes to no surprise as they did the same to my video right as it began to go viral. But more alarmingly, if you Google search Kamala Harris, you of course get results for Kamala and her campaign. But if you search for Donald Trump, the top news stories are all about Harris. Or worse, stories about a falsely framed clip purposely misleading you about Trump's campaign, as they all parrot the Wall Street Journal's post about Trump telling Christians you won't have to vote anymore if he's elected, which has this oddly cut off clip.
You gotta get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again.
So why did the Wall Street Journal literally cut Trump off mid-word? Maybe it's because if they played the full clip, they couldn't fearmonger off what he's really saying, as the full context tells an entirely different story.
And I will secure our elections. Our goal will be, as I said, one-day voting with paper ballots, proof of citizenship, and a thing called voter ID.
God bless it. I hope that's what it is. That's what we need. Because again, you got a lot of people coming over here who are not legally, who are voting in for the self-interest, which most human beings would do. I understand how human beings are going. And again, it won't work out for the best. Because again, UK, a lot of European countries are learning the hard way. You vote for you brought in all these illegal people from Northern Africa who are mostly Muslim, and they don't care for the LGBTQ bull crap. As they're learning hard as heck now that they ain't for that. But they just want a short-term vote and until these people start eating themselves.
To save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know, and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
And as someone that does concise commentary, I can understand why you trim a long-winded Trump speech down to a few specific talking points. But they weren't doing it for the sake of saving time. They were doing it to completely change his message, to purposely manipulate you into thinking that Trump was going to end democracy and become a dictator. So of course Rolling Stone
which is weird, he didn't do it in the 4 years he was, but okay.
runs with the narrative, saying Republicans are shrugging at that out-of-context clip that hints that Trump wants to become a dictator. So then Reddit repeats their lies with a post that received over 44,000 upvotes, with the top replies parroting that Trump is a dictator, stating that he's somehow the Antichrist, and claiming that his supporters are in a literal cult. Mind you, these are the same people that saw this nonsense and thought, yes, this magically makes Trump's Operation Warp Speed suddenly something they immediately need injected into their body. And although this seems silly to us, it apparently worked on a lot of people. Not necessarily that specific TV skit, but the top-to-bottom bombardment on the television, social media, and pop culture overall, all parroting the same exact talking points, just until the more malleable masses will accept it as an undeniable fact, the same way Trump can make the clearest statement possible.
So you wouldn't support a national ban?
No, I wouldn't support a national ban, no.
No, and he did a video after video saying, I'm not support a national ban. I want all the states to choose.
But then Kamala will come back with this.
The former president wants to pass a national abortion ban.
And repeat it.
If Trump gets the chance, he will sign the national abortion ban.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What is that?
I hate these media.
Hoping you'll accept her version of the truth.
If Donald Trump gets the chance, he will sign a national abortion ban.
So when she tweets,
again, when he had the power, he had everything. Why didn't he do it then? Because that's not what he did. It's like they think you're that stupid. Remember, when Trump got elected, he had the House and the Senate. He could have done that if he wanted to do that. He didn't do it.
It's the same thing again. Elon Musk's own X uses community notes to not only tag her lie, but provide sources, as Musk himself calls her out on it. And this isn't the only occurrence, as the media tried to deny Kamala bailed out criminals with the Minnesota Freedom Fund, while on Twitter, she still has the tweet asking people to post bail through that exact organization, giving the Democrats their cut through their Act Blue donation website. So when the WCCO, Minnesota's CBS affiliate, reports their story, it again took Twitter community notes to clarify that their article is indeed a lie. So no wonder sometimes it seems like Americans can live in two entirely different worlds, where if you get all your news information from the corporate dinosaur media in places like Facebook, you probably don't even think the attempt on Trump's life even occurred, as one, you're shielded from even seeing the event happening in the first place, and two, every so-called reputable news source is telling you, in case you did see it, no, you in fact didn't see it. Those videos and images that you saw with your own eyes are actually fictitious. Now watch our 10-second out-of-context clip of Trump announcing that he's a dictator. While on the other side, if you had the free time to comb through Twitter, or at the very least watch and subscribe to this channel, you would see an entirely different reality because you were able to see it for yourself without someone trying to give you the verdict before the evidence is even collected. As sadly, nothing scares them more than the masses being able to simply see things for themselves. So when Elon reposts an obviously AI parody of Kamala, California's Governor Gavin Newsom got all riled up and immediately began working on a bill to outlaw this. So Elon replied by saying he checked with Professor Inhale My Front Tail, pointing out how parody is still legal. And as someone that's extensively covered the evolution of AI videos, I agree that it's scary, but not something that government regulation can necessarily solve. And especially as someone that's lived in Newsom's California, he has several issues that are of greater concern, like the southern border, or at the very least, the rampant crime that plagues the entire state, where they even had to roll out these samurai cowboy cops to take back their beach. But no, Newsom's primary focus is on what Elon Musk is doing with his many businesses that fled his state or over Gavin's own failed policies, as apparently the governor of California isn't focused on fixing California. He's claiming legislation will control the evolution of AI technology, but I think even he knows he's too stupid to do that. So this isn't about AI ads, this is about attacking Twitter and the free flow of information to voters. As the media is now trying to memory hole Kamala being the border czar, all parroting the lie that she never held the title, as obviously, being the border czar of a failed border destroys her campaign. But on Twitter, you can easily see her accepting the assignment. Videos of Biden giving her the responsibility.
I've asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle.
And links to the official government documents online dubbing Kamala as Biden's border czar. And again, without Twitter, low information voters would be forced to simply accept the mainstream media repeating the same lie. That even though you very clearly recall the same members of the media saying Kamala is now the border czar, they're now telling you no. You're misremembering. Trust us, we're the same people that told you don't wear masks, but then do wear masks. Then get this medicine to not wear the mask. Then you might still need to wear the mask, you just need more medicine. But when double the doses don't do enough, maybe more masking might help. Hey look, there's a war over there, we're suddenly not wearing masks anymore. And in case you forgot that's exactly how it went down, remember how afraid the media made the masses. Nothing actually solved the issue, they suddenly just moved on to the next thing. So no wonder they think they can get away with deleting how Kamala was selected as vice president in the name of DEI, where they openly boasted specifically choosing her for her race and gender. And less than a month ago, President Biden himself specifically labeled his VP with DEI. And honestly, I could keep calling out these blatant lies for hours, but I think you get the picture. Whenever the truth contradicts the media's preferred reality, they simply lie about what happened, report on each other's lies, then use that to fact-check social media posts pointing out their lies. All in an attempt to control the minds of the more easily manipulated. That's why I don't listen to the reporting that suddenly Trump is losing all the swing states to Kamala, as other polls right after show no such thing. And despite all the North Korean-style propaganda she receives, Kamala is still historically despised by Americans, as the media expects you to see inside these rallies for Harris.
Harris, y'all ready to get this party started?
As somehow more support than what's on the outside of Trump's rallies. And remember, these people are still showing up to his rallies after somebody randomly lost their life for being in the audience. So I don't know about you, but despite all their desperate attempts at social media manipulation, I think the tides are starting to turn. You watching this entire video is
that's a point that, like I said, what I'm trying to say right now, yes. So they already don't start manipulating. Facebook is already don't start manipulating. Google is don't start manipulating. Again, what the news media does is they do fact check and they bounce against each other as fact check. That's how they do stuff. Again, that part right there is crazy. All right. That's how they do it. And like I said before, a lot of people, I'm going to share why I said low information voters, because a lot of people don't know that. They think they know stuff, but they don't know stuff. They do not. So, I want to, before I go into this, I want to state this right here. Now, we have Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, again, because I want to make sure you see. So, reset, that's Donald Trump. Right off the bat, she asked for money. And then, of course, you got Kennedy. So let me help you out with something here. You have 3 people you go vote for. In the state of North Carolina, you have 3 people you go vote for. Okay? You have 3 people. But there are 4 options. That's what I was trying to point out. They have 4 options. All right? You have Kamala Harris. Now just knock that out because no way I'm not doing anything to none of the stuff you have. Quickly, how they got, look at that. Look how they want the money to get what it is. You got Kamala Harris. You have Donald Trump. All right. Again, Agenda 47 is Trump's platform, not Project 2025. Again, I know people keep on. His name is not on that nowhere. He has denounced the Project 2025. Even though, like I said, I read Project 2025 and there's some stuff on Project 2025 I really wish happened, because a lot of this, I did a video about that last time, so I proved that already. I went through Project 2025 and Agenda 47. That's his platform. But then you have a third option. You have Robert F. Kennedy. You can choose him. That's your choice. Or you can choose not to vote at all. Or you think none of these three candidates is worth it, then vote, then don't vote. You have a choice. Everybody has a choice. So you have that. But point taken again, I want to show you what I'm talking about. These are people. This is a black man, a young black youth. Shout outs to him, learning about stuff, and putting in critical thinking, simple understanding of what's going on in the world, and using his God-given, brain to understand what is going on. All right, that is what he is doing, and I praise the young man for this. I praise the young man for doing this situation. Good for him. So let's look at this. I've shown multiple videos of white leftist people, and I'll say this: the people who are counter to white leftists is not right wing. No, it's normal people like me and you who just see reality, who looked up at the sky and see, oh, that's a blue sky, that's a blue sky, that's a blue sky. I see a green sky. Why? Because I think blue is too normal. When you need a green sky, no, you're crazy. You're crazy. That's the situation we have. But again, we see how things work out. So let's look at, and I show videos of white leftists saying how who pretend black people are stupid. But again, y'all vote for you vote for in a party that these people think that you're need a special type of help. And again, I don't need a pat on my head. I'm a smart person. I don't need nobody to help me, including a leftist, including a white leftist woman. They're the most goo for gaga people I've ever met in my life. But anyway, let's look at this situation here again.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
That's extremely racist.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Poor kids are just as bright as white kids? What?
I'm going to read you a quote, and then you have to guess if Trump or Biden said it.
Sure.
Okay. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. Who do you think said that, Trump or Biden?
Unless you have a what kind of accent?
That's extremely racist. Extremely racist.
A slight Indian accent.
Trump.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
Provide receipts.
I'm not joking.
The next one is, poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Wow.
Which one of them said that, you think?
Trump.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
We know that makes no sense. Now, what I think he messed up, because I think he's trying to say poor kids is just as smart as rich kids. But of course, he turned it racist and said poor black kids are not as smart as white kids. But of course, yeah, people can't get rid of that.
First of all, the first quote was extremely racist, but let's talk about this one. Poor kids are just as bright as white kids? What? What? Poor kids are just as bright as white kids? So did he just subconsciously call poor people black? Because shouldn't he have said poor kids are just as bright as rich kids?
Yes, that's what he should have said.
But he said poor as an antonym for white.
And then try to go with white kids, black kids, this stuff like that. That was one.
Let's continue.
Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it.
Would you be surprised if I told you that both of those Biden said?
Very surprised, but prayerfully he turned a new leaf, and he's a different person today.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
You're learning. I know this all the time, but you're learning, my brother. Learn with me, my brother.
You know what? Prayerfully he did. Prayerfully he did turn a new leaf. I really hope so. However, this is the unfairness in the subjectiveness that people have when it comes to politics. Because you were so quick, you were so adamant to say that Donald Trump said those quotes. And let's say Donald Trump did say those quotes.
Yep.
Let's say he did say those quotes. And somebody responded and said, well, prayerfully, he turned a new leaf. You would throw a fit. You would go crazy because you would sit here and say, what do you mean he turned a new leaf? He's shown on film in 4K, word for word, bar for bar, being racist. And you just gonna immediately ignore it? Like, I'm not saying a person can't turn a new leaf. I'm not saying that. But the immediate ignoring of it, immediately? Come on, man. This is not right.
Did you hear the quote that he said more recently during an interview where he said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? Quote, you ain't black?
What? No. Where was that interview aired?
I believe it was The Breakfast Club. I think so.
We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see
Take a look at my record, man.
Do you have any thoughts about that?
It's really unfortunate if that is factual and he did say that.
It is.
He said that.
Very unfortunate, and I'm at a loss for words. I've never heard those type of negative comments coming from him or his administration. I didn't know that he would even ever be capable of having those views.
Why do you think maybe you haven't heard of those comments coming from him?
Well, everybody deserves a second chance, and who people may have been 20 years ago, they may not be today, 15.
He didn't say that 20 years ago. He said that 4 years ago.
If he said it on a Breakfast Club, why are you talking about 20 years ago? Anyways, you're right. Who people are in the past, people do have the right to change. But you don't even know when he said those things. You just automatically assume they were 20 or 15 years ago even. You're automatically writing them off as good in your head. And that's the problem I have. I don't have a problem that you support President Biden. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not the bearer of politics. But I have a problem when you are blindly subjective when it comes to this. Blindly following him. Even if, let's say, he said those things and you like, that's terribly racist. That was so racist. I cannot believe he said that. Wow. And then you followed it up by saying, I'm gonna look into it. I still rock with him, but I'm gonna look into it. I would show more respect. But you didn't say you were gonna look into it. You don't care enough to look into it.
That's most what people do.
Wow. You just automatically forgave him. You don't even know when he said it. Wow.
Even who people were last week, they may not be today. As an educator, I just believe in giving second and even third chances. So I'm just going to assume that that's possibly why it's not.
Again, you wouldn't do that for Trump. So just let's be honest with that nonsense. You won't do it for any Republicans. It ain't gotta be Trump. You won't do it for any Republicans. So stop that nonsense. I like how people like to pretend they're holier than thou and they're not really.
In the media.
We're going to read a quote, and then you have to guess if Trump or Biden said it.
Oh, jeez.
Poor kids are just as bright and talented as white kids. Trump. Who do you think said that?
Trump. He's an idiot. He says these things.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. Trump or Biden? Trump. Trump or Biden?
I'm going to go Trump. Yeah, Trump.
Trump.
Trump. That would be Trump.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Why do you think Trump said those things?
I just think that's something Trump would say.
Would you be surprised to hear that Biden said both of those?
I would be.
What would you think if I told you that Biden actually said both of those things?
I'd be surprised. He did.
They'd be surprised, but they don't care enough to not vote for him. They don't care enough, even if you vote for him, whatever. They don't care enough to not outwardly support him. Yeah. They don't care. No. They don't care. And this shows that you're not really in the best interest. If he's that outwardly racial and you still...
Kamala Harris on the debate stage called Biden a racist. Funny how that works. 2020 or 2019 in the election and debate for the Democrats, Kamala Harris called Biden a racist. But again, we just gonna let things be what it is. Y'all gonna say Trump's racist? Okay, Trump's racist, but Biden ain't no different.
Support him. Not even if you support him. If you still hear it immediately and you immediately support him, I have a problem with you. I have a problem with you. It would be better if you said, I'm going to look into this to see if he actually said that.
They ain't got to. We already know the problem. We know the thing. That's just what it is. Now, I'm going to, like I said, I didn't want to be a long show tonight because I have work to do and everything like that. So I got one more clip to play for you, which is a shout out to Anton Daniels, who went viral with his clip because it is that. A lot of people out there going to vote for Kamala Harris. No matter what, it is what it is. A lot of people are going to vote for Kamala Harris because she's quote unquote black.
Allow yourself to slowly get. You're freaking crazy.
Yeah, I think they're crazy, but they're gonna vote for her because she's black. Now, she's not done a lot of stuff for black people, whatever. Again, all the time she always says, "I'm an Indian American, first Indian senator, first Indian this." All the time she said that. Now she's black. Yes, there are Indians who have the same complexion as us, as brown people. Anyway, black people, but brown people. Shout out to Trip. Brown people, Indians have the same complexions as us. And again, Kamala Harris' father, his mother and father were Indian and Irish white. And he was born in Jamaica. Doesn't mean that's a nationality. Doesn't mean you're black. I know a lot of Jamaicans who were born in Jamaica who are white. I know a lot of Nevisians who were born in my country, Nevis, that are white. So, what the heck? Why do people naturally think, oh, he's Jamaican, he's black?
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
It's not that. But, like I said, there's a lot of people who vote because black people for black people. Now, and again, the funny part about this is, in the state that I live in, North Carolina, when a person basically say, oh, you gonna vote for that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So I didn't ask the question, I guarantee you. I said, okay, so you say I should vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black person. All right. So like I said, I'm leaning towards voting for Mark Robertson for governor of North Carolina. Oh, he's a racist. He's an evil person. He's a bigot. He's a blah 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 blah. Okay, so you're gonna vote for the white man over the black man, but you're gonna tell me I should vote for the quote unquote black woman over the racist white guy.
What?
How that makes sense? How that makes sense? That legitimately don't make sense. It's too funny.
You serious?
Oh, I'm serious. I'm serious as it is. Chicago is learning Tiffany Dalton, and Tiffany Henyard. They've literally had women say, I vote for Tiffany Henyard because she is a single black mom. Yeah, she robbed you $7 million. She's threatened men from doing community activity unless she's involved in it. So guys who are doing community stuff for 8 years, 10 years, helping out the black community, if they don't work with them, what happened? Nope, they're gone. They lock them up. You shut down their program. This guy was a trucking guy. She shut down his trucking company and his candy shop that he had. Nope, that don't work. Look again, Chicago again. Look at Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot said white people are bad people, whatever. Lori, I got a question. You're literally married to a white woman, but white people are evil. Same thing with, of course, former CNN reporter, I forgot his name was. Because his idiocracy it just kills me. But he was I forgot it. What was his name again? See, it's got on my mind because I don't care from now. He don't have a platform, everything. He tried to get a platform with X, and it just like, yeah, you're But again, he said white people are bad, but of course, come to find out, oh, wait a minute, he married a white person. Same thing for, of course, comedian Wanda Sykes. White people are bad, but you married a white woman. Oh, I married a French white woman. Still white. I don't give a crap what her nationality is. She's still white. You voted for that. You married that. Kind of weird. Don Lemon, that's the name of the guy. Thank you, chat. Don Lemon. Don Lemon was the guy, and then come to find out, yeah, you married a white guy. But white people are evil. But then, so Lori Lightfoot, the same thing too. Then you have people who voted for Brandon Johnson in the Chicago, and he has taken $120 million and give it to the migrants. Did he give it to y'all black people? No, he did not. Y'all voted for him because he's black, but he's given more money to the migrants than the illegal migrants than they have given to you, who taking taxpayers' money from you. Eric Adams in New York, same thing. Remember, and you got the governor, forgot the name of the Hochul. Oh, bringing all the illegals could come to New York, blah blah blah. Eric Adams said the same thing too. Now they're seeing a whole different tune because crime has gone up. A lot of all kind of crime has gone up, and again, they've taken hotels and given the illegal immigrants all these hotels on your taxpayer money. Same thing happened for the mayor in Louisiana. Same thing for the mayor in not mayor in Louisiana. I'm sorry, for New Orleans. So it was also district attorney that did the same thing in Louisiana. That's what I meant to say. London Breed is a people of color, whatever that is. She's a black woman in San Francisco. How much did that help her? Maxine Water, the most evilest of evil people. That is an evil woman. Don't even live in the district that she served. Live in a $7 million house. Don't live in the district that she served. And what happened? Oh, wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. I remember. Have not done nothing for her district. Am I surprised by that? No. Same thing with Baltimore, when the mayor was Baltimore, when she said this rat infested thing. Nobody said nothing, but Trump said it. Everybody's like, oh, how can you say that about the place? The mayor said it. And come to find out, she went to jail because what? She stole millions of dollars from the black people.
What the fuck?
So y'all like to vote for same color thing is weird to me. But that's just given the synopsis of that type of thinking. So I'll let like I said, I'll let Anton take it away. Go ahead, Anton.
Or let me ask you a question. Would you vote for?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going to just be real honest with this. She's a black woman.
Yeah.
Because they skin folk, not Kim folk.
I think it goes back to what somebody was saying, where it's not voting for someone, but majority will vote for somebody else just
Hold on. Let me line this out.
I think majority.
Is it only because she a black woman?
Yeah.
Do you not see how that's a bad idea?
Elaborate.
Okay, so we're in 3 proxy wars with some of the most powerful leaders in the world. She failed at the border, in which we have an estimation of 15 to 20 million people illegally into this country. That is literally overtaking and bankrupting Chicago to the tune of over $400 million per year, and they are in a deficit. Oakland is going out of business. San Francisco, ditto. California, $65 billion deficit. New York, they're literally cutting trash, in which they are the rattiest, dirtiest city, and they've taken up resources as far as free healthcare, free hotels to the tune of $600 a day. They're literally taking over your schools. Your taxpayer dollars are going to fund the migrant crisis. She was supposed to be in charge of this. We have a failing economy. Every single day I see people getting on the internet talking about $30 an hour is the new minimum wage because inflation is out of control. At one point, it was at almost 10%, depending on what city that you in. She has no policy, no record to stand on. One of the biggest things that she did in her career was lock up more black men than ever before. But we sitting here and vote her in office on identity politics. The very person that she was under as far as the president of the United States of America, she called him racist during a debate, which shows you how fake she is. And the only thing that we can stand on from a policy perspective is whether or not she's black and she's a woman. We did that during the Obama administration, and he didn't do anything for black people. As a matter of fact, y'all complain because the only person that he did, or the only group of people that he really stood for, is the alphabet community, and that's his landmark thing that he's still standing on today. So the only thing that we have to stand on is identity politics. That didn't work with Tiffany Henyard in Dalton, Illinois. It didn't work with Karen Bass. It didn't work with Lori Lightfoot in Chicago. It didn't work with Brandon Johnson that then took over her position in Chicago. It didn't work with Andre Dickens in Atlanta. It didn't work with Eric Adams in New York. It doesn't work across the country. Every single Democratic city is a hellhole.
And I always have a question for people who always hit me with the talk as well too. That's what always kill me. Another reason why I say why I stated is this too, which kind of it kind of puzzles other people in my situation, which is weird. Oh, the Republicans do all this horrible stuff. Okay, I'm letting you know again for anybody who doesn't. I've never registered as a Republican. I'm a libertarian. I was a Democrat. I went to not kind of like whatever. Then I went to libertarian. I'm not ever that. The president of Argentina now is who I would love to run this country. Cut all these jobs for the government because they don't do not a dang thing. It's bureaucracy over bureaucracy over bureaucracy. That's what it is. But pointing out to what Anton just said and what I've stated as well too, there's another reason. There's another reason why I can't vote for that thing. I ain't gonna vote Democrats in my where I'm at here in North Carolina? Yes, because I want to stand on policy and see what they're passed and see what they stand for. I have never voted straight ticket Republican. I'll never vote straight ticket Democrat. I'll never vote a straight ticket Libertarian. I look at this stuff and I pick between each other. That's why I always have been, always did, and I was going to be in the future, because not everybody's going to be perfect on that. I have a video that I'm going to show you, which I didn't. It's going to be in part of the other video where there was a part where the Congress was saying, "Oh, I'm the one." The guy was like, I am the least amount paid person here in Congress. He's a senator, $22.7 million, sent to the guy to him who have $375 million. But he was talking about how Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all those guys who also Republicans, I'm not taking them out of it, who, because they know information, make tons of money because they passed the bills. That should not happen. Both sides should not happen. All right? I think there should be term limits on Congress, two-term years, term limits in Senate, 2-term years. Should not be in the government. If the president can't be forever, because Nancy Pelosi been in politics for that long. Joe Biden has been in politics since the 1960s, basically. It's crazy. He shouldn't have been. That old dude should have been with his family chilling, but his elder abuse what they were doing to him until they found until the emperor's new clothes came out. They found out that, oh yeah, he's mentally not there. He's always a person I didn't like him because I know his history compared to other people. I know his history. Like you just saw the video, he said racist stuff in the past, still say racist stuff to this day, but whatever. But all I'm stating is this: the Anton is correct. I vote on policies. Love me or hate me or love me, I don't care. That's all it is. I always provide my receipts to people. That's why I provide. Again, go out there and look for yourself. Check out groundnews.com. They'll give you the spectrum on who's carrying the left and the right. Get all the spectrum. I don't just watch Fox. No, technically speaking, I don't even watch them like constantly. But I know where to get stuff to learn, and I do get clips from Fox, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, and AP, other places, and I watch them all together and see what they say, and then come up with the truth, because they do speak a speck of truth, so they can't be held liable. That's what they're trying to do. Yes. So I want to thank y'all for joining in for tonight. Again, and give me a time. We have 29,450 people in the building. Thank you. Again, we'll catch you next week. Hope you guys take care of yourself. Remember my sayings, okay? It's important. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbor, and that's how you're gonna make a great community. All right? Evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, height, nationality, presidents, polity, religion. Evil's evil. I don't stand for evil, I stand for good, for all those same things as well. And last but not least, remember, people are stupid, individuals smart. They're smart individual. Stop following the flock and go with that. Like I said, I will release a video next week showing why I can't stand with Kamala Harris, but also show why we are just lemons following what the news media is saying. Okay, so with that, again, I wish y'all a good night. Peace out. Catch you next week. Project over Mike. Later.